Hi, Pisces. I'm going to go ahead and get into your reading for the last portion of February 2019. I want to also let you know that there's a new addition to my channel, which is a donation button and a link for that as well, which I'll leave in the description box below. A lot of folks were asking for if they could make donations, and I didn't know how to do that. And so my boyfriend was able to figure out how to do that, and we did that. And so now I will offer that to you, and if you want to do it, great, and if you don't want to do it, no pressure. I appreciate you watching the videos anyhow. So let's go ahead and get into your reading for the last portion of February 2019. These have already been shuffled. Show me energy for Pisces, 2019, February, last portion of February for 2019. Show me energy for Pisces. So you have the Nine of Swords here, Pisces, Nine of Air. Defensiveness, worry, sometimes expecting the worst. You know, when you put so much energy into worry and frustration, you can actually cause more of that in your life because you're manifesting it. A lot of the readings this time around have been having to do a lot with manifestation. Pardon me also if I cough a little bit and clear my throat. I've been a little sick, and I don't know if I'm getting sick again. I hope not, but we'll see. I sound gravelly. Yeah, this can also be a lot of sleepless nights, worries, concerns, internal fears, just mental anxiety. Show me more for Pisces. So you have Release here, which is the Death card. Which is, death is, it's transformation, it's ends of phases, it is letting things go that need to go, you know. So transformation can happen, so change can happen in your life, or on the internal aspect of you. But it's also the sign of Scorpio. It's Scorpio's card. So you may be dealing with a Scorpio person, you don't have to be, but oftentimes death is an indicator that we need to close something down and move on. Okay, and the other card that came out with death is the Five of Swords here. So Five of Swords, a lot of you already know this card. It's basically here on this card, it says, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. Typically with the Five of Swords, review everyone's motives is definitely the vein that we usually take with that card and the meaning for it. It talks about somebody who's willing to play incredible mind games with you, somebody who will disregard you so they can gain what they can out of a situation. And it's difficult. That's very difficult. It's somebody who doesn't care, you know, and they're manipulative in many ways. Show me more for Pisces. So beneath the Nine of Air, you have the Knight of Earth. This is the Knight of Pentacles. This is a situation where we have somebody who's very slow moving. They are typically involved with things of stability, finance. They also, it's a messenger of something new happening, but also something slow to grow. The Knight of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck, though. This is somebody who has taken a lot of time. This can also be somebody who has been in the background of your life, or they've put you in the background of their life, and you haven't, either one of you hasn't been front row and center, and it's taken a long time to get things off the ground. Communication is taken a long time. Here, it's almost as if we have a situation potentially where we have something that needs to go, or it has gone in the past, and this guy shows up. Because all knights are action. This is just a very slow action. And with it comes the Nine of Swords. So this is being worried and concerned to this person. Why are they back? What do they want? You know, or it could be that this person is more so worried to contact you because it's taken them so long to get here. So let's pull some more for Pisces. And under death we have, let's see what comes up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, so you got 3 cards coming out for death. That Scorpio energy. Sorry, my words are tongue-tied. 8 of Water. So the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups talks about letting go of things. It talks about walking away from situations that are no longer emotionally satisfying. It talks about letting go of ways of thinking and feeling, because we know that they get in our way in regard to love, in regard to our life, and how we choose to move forward in these aspects. Here on the card, it says a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So pretty much what we just said. Next, we have the 9 of Earth. This is the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So the 9 of Pentacles communicates energy where we are choosing to go forward in our lives on our own terms, and usually alone. It's not really entering back into a situation. Sometimes in reverse, it can denote that type of energy, like we want to go back to a situation, or we're having a hard time going back, or wanting to go back to a situation and having a hard time getting out of it. But it's upright here. And it's with the 8 of Water, 8 of Cups. You know, this is stabilizing your life on your own, basically making sure that everything is going accordingly to what best serves you, you know? Even if you're alone, there's nothing wrong with that. There's power in singularity, you know, because you get to be with yourself. You get to have your own say. It's like you're ruling your own kingdom in a certain way. And this is also in concern to amassing money and finance and security in that way. Like a lot of the times when we get into relationships, we can become sidetracked via different aspects of those relationships. When we are single, when we are alone, we have the ability to just really self-focus. And especially with this type of energy, we basically take care of ourselves, and we have like single vision focus. If you are this energy, and I'm going to read both ways too. This can be somebody coming in for you, which I feel that that's the situation, but also I'm going to tie this into this as well, because that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, this is getting into situations that are going to be long-lasting, financially stable. You really pay attention to everything that you get involved with. If you're being if you're going an entrepreneurial route, which I highly suggest. Pisces is an incredibly creative sign. Their thoughts go everywhere, but it's like here we are harnessing that energy, those intensely creative thoughts, and we are making them effective in our life versus just having 10 billion ideas about something. So with that 9, with the 8 of Water, 8 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, we also, the third card is the 6 of Air. So the 6 of Swords is essentially leaving a situation to get better grounding, to move yourself out of a tumultuous place. A lot of the time it's mental frustration. You've had difficulties with a certain situation. It's like essentially divorcing yourself from that so you can have a better outcome. Yeah, the card says things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. It can also be a card of travel as well. Either way, you're letting go of a situation. So you have 4 cards essentially all about release and doing things on your own, transformation, so you can actually take shape of what you want, make what you want happen, shape it as you will. There's nothing wrong with that. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Fool. So the Dreamer, the Fool. Here, what does this card say? A leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. If you're getting away from a situation that is basically dealing with somebody who's been tumultuous, they've treated you like shit, they disregard you, they're more so apt to manipulate a situation versus nurture it with willingness and love. Yeah, time to leave that for sure. This whole reading is about leaving things. And, you know, if you go back to this situation, you're going to end up like this 9 of Air, this 9 of Swords. This is unending. This is what you want to walk away from. You know, this is also part of that Eight of Water, Eight of Cups connection. This is the energy that we need to let go of as well. It's not just leaving a person, it's also leaving that mental frustration, that cycling of toxic thoughts, and like that almost negative obsession that we can have over a person, you know, especially if you feel so strongly about them and you've been rejected or something didn't go accordingly to how you wanted it to go. This is the role of the dice or the way of the game, whatever the term is, I don't know, but like it can be very frustrating and painful to have to accept that things didn't go a certain way, or accept that they did go a certain way when you had such high hopes of a thing, but it's allowing it to go, you know. And I feel here that there's some like residual ambivalence in regard to letting a situation go just because we have somebody coming here, the Knight of Pentacles, taking their time, or it's taken their time to get to us. But I think it's also important here for me to say that, you know, letting something of this nature and caliber go and utilizing this Knight of Pentacles energy for yourself, it's taking on new direction, but slowly, gently. If you've been in a world of pain, this is about healing, taking your time and getting out of it, you know, going towards something that's going to be more beneficial to you. Whatever that may be. A lot of the readings have had like heavy layers of creativity and artistry. Like if that's something that interests you, if that's something that's in your vein, go ahead and do it. It seems very supported here just because there are, I believe, two other videos that that I've done this time around that are very heavily influenced by people utilizing their creativity, people utilizing artistry, craftsmanship, there's a heavy entrepreneurial energy that seems to be present right now for a lot of signs. And I just want to mention that to you just because I know how deeply creative you are, and how important it is to have that outlet, you know, when you've been dealing with this type of situation and you've been having anxiety, frustration, mental distress, ongoing, unending thoughts, give yourself an outlet. If you're creative at all, do it. If you're not that creative, find something that you feel passionate about and just take bites of it. See how it goes. Do it. Do something different. Underneath that dreamer, underneath the Fool here, we have the Judgment card. So, you know, Judgment often, first of all, I want to mention this. Judgment can talk about a lot of things. Oh shit, I'm dreading up. I dread up real easily. But it can talk about reconciliations. Here, because I'm having to read both parties here, you and this person. Here, this Knight of Pentacles, the way it is, what's on their mind? Anxiety, frustration, mental, like, cycling of frustrating thoughts, you know, sleepless nights, whatever you want to call it. But the Knight of Pentacles is somebody, again, who takes a million years to get to you, and it's kind of like on their own terms, on their own time, like, it can be very inconsiderate in certain ways just because it leaves you, especially depending upon the other placements of the person's chart and depending upon their personality, aside from placements. Some people are literally just jackasses and inconsiderate assholes. Some people dilly-dally. Some people take years to figure something out, and by the time they get back to you, it's like, are you kidding me? You know, so we have that energy. We have this Judgment card here. Underneath the Judgment card, you have the Empress. So what this is basically telling me, I don't even know if we need to clarify cards, but what this is basically telling me is use your judgment, use your best judgment. Also, in regard to this situation, use your judgment towards what is going to stabilize you, what is going to make you feel powerful, and not like some blown up, you know, ridiculous, over-exaggerated, like, I am powerful, like crazy, like, I don't know, like ego-driven. That's not what I'm talking about. Powerful as in, I step into my own, I do things on my own, I make sure that take care of myself. I take care of myself very well, and nobody can do it like I do. And by doing that, I get away from situations that are tumultuous, that are frustrating, that no longer serve me. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I prefer it. I hope that you do too. So let's go ahead and clarify here if we need to. I don't think we need to, but it feels like we might. Let's clarify this Knight of Pentacles here. The cards have been shuffled. I just do a little more shuffling. Show me the Knight of Pentacles for Pisces. Yeah. So this person, now, we have the Ten of Pentacles here. This person either could have been dealing with a situation regarding a family member or a family situation that they may have been tied to. This person can also be, as we have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck, aside from something where we need to utilize our intuition, where we need to be part of like the psychic realm and be more so open to trusting our intuition. This is also secrets, things that have not been spoken, okay? It can be mistresses, it can be a wife that wasn't communicated about. Here, underneath here, Judgment as well. We do have the Empress. Now, again, I read cards in multiple ways. The Empress, yes, it talks about self-nurturing. It talks about building yourself up. It talks about doing things that are necessarily important and vital for you to feel good about yourself, what you put in your body, what you put in your mind, what comes out of your mouth. You know, it's tended to, it's cared for. You want to give the best of yourself and receive the best for yourself. That's the Empress. She wants the best. And there's nothing wrong with that because it's not coming from an egoic place. It's coming from, hey, it's my natural right to experience goodness, wealth, protection, love, energetic exchange. It's genuine. There's nothing wrong with that. And this person procures that. Okay. In regard, though, to the Empress here, I do want to mention that the High Priestess and the Empress can be a secret that has not come out about a partner. The Empress can also denote a wife, okay? So this, especially with the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is essentially a situation where we have a family, we have a long-standing situation. There might be children. Oftentimes it indicates at least a 5 to 10 year relationship that somebody's been involved in. Sometimes too, though, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, I do want to mention that this could be somebody that literally just did what they wanted to do, kind of left you, and just made money. Like, this is also somebody who just really sticks their nose into what's going to make them money and make them rich, and they go for it. Either way, that's what's up. I do also want to mention here too, though, there's the frustration aspect of this Nine of Swords here is it's talking to me about this person also potentially feeling that you are their Ten of Pentacles. They want to build something solid with you, and it may be too late because all of these other cards in regard to you are all about walking away, all about letting go, okay? Sometimes when people choose to disregard you and take their time to do whatever they want, you know, and that's fair. People have the opportunity to shape their life in whatever way they want, but when you're inconsiderate of somebody's emotions, their time, their love, and you just do what you want and you disregard somebody, and then one day you're like, oh shit, I really actually cared about that person. Let me go back. You got to be careful about that, you know, and I think it's more important to do you, okay? Show me the Five of Swords here for Pisces. Show me the Five of Swords. So you have the Hierophant for the Five of Swords with the Sun at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this person wants to right the wrong. I also feel that this person wants to offer you something, but I think that there's an energy here where it's like they've had enough time to think about a situation. They've had enough time to recognize that you may be somebody that's more important to them than they may have initially let on. This feels very much like Scorpio's video, I feel. If that makes sense to you, you may want to go check out Scorpio's video. Yeah, but I do want to mention too here that the Hierophant can also talk about schooling, education, spiritual advancements, connection to spiritual teachers. You know, if you're leaving a situation because of this Five of Swords energy, because of mental manipulation, because of frustration, you go towards something that's going to stabilize you, whether that be school, education, whatever it is. School and education, same thing, but, you know, learning from somebody, honing a skill. I do want to mention here too, though, in regard to the Five of Swords, that manipulation, that deception, it has a lot to do with deception as well. We have the Knight of Earth, we've got the Five of Swords, we do have the Ten of Pentacles, and we have the Hierophant. So the deception may have been also, you guys, that this person did have a relationship. The Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles talks about a stable relationship, okay? And I do want to mention here too, because it can go either way. These are general readings. With the High Priestess, that could also mean that you were the secret in their relationship, and their relationship may have dissolved at this point, but you may have been the secret, and they may have not told you about the other person. It can go vice versa, okay? Show me the Fool. So for the Fool, you have, you've got the Six of Wands, the Chariot, and the Page of Pentacles. So first, Page of Pentacles fell out first. So here we have somebody offering you a new beginning. I want to mention, though, that this is a page. I don't see any king or queen energy here, which would typically denote a level of advancement with you where you're at. But also, that doesn't mean that you're not there already. This is just kind of an energetic overlay of what is the situation. And if the situation doesn't fit for you, it doesn't fit for you. Don't try and fit it. The Page of Pentacles talks about communication towards new ideas, new foundations, essentially, building something. But it's a very minimal offer, okay? Sometimes it can have strings attached to it. Sometimes it's very conditional, okay? So you need to be careful with that. We have the Six of Wands here, which is movement. I want to read the Chariot first, because that one popped out first. We have the Chariot here, which is balancing your energies out to move forward towards what actually works for you, what makes sense for you, what feels right for you. You know, if somebody's coming with a little, you know, crumb for you, you know, even if they express their love or whatever and want a new beginning, it's like, what is it that you want? Does that align with what you want? Does it make sense with what you want? You know, I would say definitely be careful about that. This person is obsessed in a certain way with finance. I feel that this person has a weird connection to finance, or like an unhealthy obsession with finance. It's like that's in the forefront of their mind. Yeah. So much sometimes that it may cause them to neglect themselves, like nurture themselves. It's almost as if they're just obsessed and driven with money. If you want that, you can have it. Everybody has choice and free will. I'm not saying do or don't do. I'm just saying this is the energy that's present right now. And sometimes it supports goodness. Sometimes it supports frustration and going back to situations that maybe should be left alone. You know, the Chariot talks about balancing your energies out and moving forward in your life towards something that's going to be far better for you, you know. But it's also energy that it's like, hey, you have to decide what you truly want, because the train is here and it's leaving, okay? It's not going to really wait for you. Like, this is a make it or break it type of decision. Like, you got to figure out what it is that you want and go for it. If you want to be with somebody who's potentially like money obsessed, they may have a lot of money, but they also may not really like sometimes the King of Pentacles in reverse, it can be somebody who wastes money, whatever, you know, somebody who's very gambler, but it can also be somebody who is so obsessed with money that they can neglect their partner, their family, you know, they can neglect a lot of different aspects in their life because it's just money, 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 money. And like, well, sure, they could be rich. Like, where's the happiness in that? Where's the connection in that? Where's the joy? Pisces needs connection. Pisces needs love. Pisces also does not like feeling secondary to things, you know. And they'll accept their secondary role to certain aspects of life, but it's usually when children are involved, when the nurturance and care of a child or a loved one, they know their place where they need to step aside, you know, for a little bit, you know, or assume a different role because somebody else needs that availability. And but if they're being played second fiddle to finances, to drugs, to, you know, cars or things of the material realm, Pisces doesn't deal well with that, you know. Pisces doesn't deal well with that at all. Sorry, my voice is gravelly right now. Six of Wands talks about moving forward towards victory. It talks about moving forward towards something that you want. It also talks about recognition and recognizing what you want here. Does this situation feel right for you? Does it work for you? Does somebody who's money obsessed feel right for you? Is that something that you want to entertain? You have all cards down the center, which is literally front row and center of this reading about moving away from somebody, getting towards what you want and going after what you want. Literally, like that's what this is. Show me the Nine of Air for Pisces. Show me the Nine of Air. You have the Knight of Cups flying out in reverse, and you have the Queen of Swords here. So Pisces, this is all about letting go, okay? This isn't about reopening situations that need to go. It's about letting things go. The Nine of Swords, I'm sorry. I'm trying to burp quietly. The Nine of Swords, this mental frustration, this worry, this concern, this, are they going to change? And if I get back with them, are they still telling me the truth? Like, can I believe them? Is this genuine? You know, these constant like barrage of feelings and emotions that are totally validated and worthwhile and, you know, very real, but it's like perpetuating things. Because what comes out for this Nine of Air is the oh my God, the Knight of Cups in reverse. Now, the Knight of Cups in reverse, this is somebody who basically will tell you what you want to hear. They usually tend to, I'm going to say it, prey on your emotional vulnerabilities. It's somebody who really doesn't have your best interest at heart. They're more so geared towards getting what they want out of the situation, and they're willing to manipulate you emotionally because it gets them what they want. Upright, the Knight of Cups talks about somebody who wants to communicate with you on an emotional level. They want to share with you. This is somebody who wants to go on a date. They want to take the relationship to the next level. They want to communicate about their love to you. In reverse, it's somebody who will do all those things, but they have some serious ulterior motives. They have ulterior motives, and they have deception tied to it, okay? Especially if they're offering you this type of commitment, the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant, I've said in this past of this reading, talks about somebody who basically could have had a relationship that was, you know, kind of kept on the hush in regard to you, or you may have been kept on the hush in regard to their relationship. And that situation feels like it may have like died down for some reason, because it's like now they're either back or like they're in some sort of, I don't know, they're maybe on your mind. They may just be on your mind, and it's like you need to go. But what I have here on the bottom of the deck for that Knight of that Knight of Cups in reverse is the Queen of Swords, Pisces. So sure, Libra, Aquarian, and Gemini energy. But the Knight of Swords, or I'm sorry, the Queen of Swords is an energy where we cut loose what no longer serves us. We release what doesn't make sense in our lives anymore. Sure, we listen to a person, but it's like kind of letting go of that emotional aspect of a situation and really just having like a logical, sound mind about it versus having our emotions bubble up and like get in the way of everything. You know, this is cutting energy out of your life. Okay, cutting energy out of your life. Cutting energy out of your life. Ace of Swords, that's underneath the Queen of Swords. Cutting things out, going for what you want. This person also may communicate with you via written response, so emails, letters. Someone may try and text you. I feel this is emails or letters. Doesn't have to be, but that's kind of what I'm picking up right now. Yeah, so let me see Judgment. Show me Judgment. That didn't take long. I don't even know what they are, but it didn't take long. Yeah. So with Judgment, first off, you have the Knight of Pentacles. He's here now. He's in reverse. This person in reverse, they're very self-serving, kind of like in the same vein as the Knight of Cups. They're self-serving. They're out to get what they want, you know. And again, this is somebody who can be obsessive about money and also obsessive about what they want. And so you may be something that they want, but they may not be going about it the right way. And yeah, it doesn't feel like they're going about it the right way at all. We also have the Two of Cups in reverse here. The Two of Cups in reverse is essentially a situation where we've had a connection with somebody that it feels undeniable. It's something that is like all-encompassing, but also in reverse, it's talking about releasing it and letting it go because it no longer holds water. It's not going to serve you. It's not healthy for you to maintain. Underneath that, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So this is giving up on a situation and going for what you want, you know. So that's your reading, Pisces. I hope it was helpful. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, go ahead and donate. I'll put the link in the description box below. And I will see you guys in March for your reading. All right, take care. Bye-bye, Pisces. Good luck.